Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. It's Kriss and Dpalm here, and we are here to talk about The Flash. This is Season 3, Episode 13, Attack on Gorilla City. Barry and the team travel to Earth 2 to rescue Harry from Gorilla City, where they're captured and brought to Grodd, who claims he needs their help to stop Solovar. Look, man, I'm just going to be honest here, man. I had a screener last night. I saw Get Out, which, by the way, great fucking movie. And by the time I got back, Agent of Shield was coming on in 10 minutes. And I broke.
We can't even, don't even mention the name right now.
I know.
If we do that, we're going to derail a whole review.
I know.
Recap.
But I just want to say this because I broke my rule, and I was like, well, I'll just watch Shield now, and then I'll watch Flash afterwards.
We've told people about this on our show, Chris.
I know, and so I'm saying this now because if this review is kind of short and I'm seeming kind of out of it, that's why. Like, it's no offense to The Flash. I
got you. You know what? I got you. I watched it live. I enjoyed it live tweeting. I can talk at greater length about this episode.
Thank you. I'm gonna need you to carry that weight on me because, like I said, I enjoyed this episode, but my life had been shattered an hour before, and so I couldn't properly appreciate what this episode was doing because of that, and I don't think it's fair to The Flash for that. So I just wanted to throw it out there. So, but please, you go ahead and lead this one for us.
Look, man, they did it. Like, we never thought they'd do it, but they did it. They didn't just take us to Gorilla City. They took us to Gorilla Thunderdome?
Right.
And was it the best effects ever? No.
No.
Was it clear that they were pushing the budget because every other scene was in the woods or in a dungeon? Yeah. They lost a lot of money on it. It's fine. The wide shots look like something from a really high-end video game.
Yes.
But guess what? None of those shortcomings matter because Barry Allen gut-punched a gorilla.
In Gorilla City.
In Gorilla City, to the shots. Dude, he silenced the crowd. It was like Jordan in 98.
Right.
The air went out of the building. It was amazing. He hit him with that punch, and it was all worth it. To give to Solovar he almost blew a 3-1 lead. It was a 2-1 lead actually, because he stopped Barry twice, but look, it was all worth it.
Oh, no. Yeah, great.
Every complaint that I have about this episode, and there are a couple, all worth it because I got to watch Barry Allen essentially sucker punch a gorilla.
Well, it wasn't a sucker punch.
It wasn't a sucker punch, but he was like, because what's Cisco tell him? Which, by the way, super fucked up because Cisco says it's time to reverse flash him.
Mm-hmm. That's
how both of his parents died. Well,
that's also how Cisco died too.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a right to say that to me. Me and Cisco have a conversation. Thanks for the advice, Cisco. Can we talk?
Right. Well,
no, Barry, we're good. No, we need to talk, man. You crossed the line.
Barry's crossed the line a couple times too before, so. So
God.
Cisco owed him this one. So I mean, I know. No, but you're right. I mean, like you said, hey, budget-wise, some of this stuff was going to be always pushing it. Like,
right.
Anytime you say you're going to put Grodd on the show, and let's be clear here, they've had Grodd on the show now, 3 times?
This is the 3rd time, and if you go back to that first episode, this is way better.
Right, and what I'm saying is, we went from barely seeing, the one time we saw Grodd, I think Grodd was holding Barry in the sewers. The next time,
Joe in the sewers.
Yeah, and so it's like you had that. Then the next episode we got a little more Grodd. Here you don't just have Grodd. You get Solovar. You get an entire arena full of gorilla. Listen, okay, you know what? Maybe they're stretching the budget here on a TV show, but I'll fucking take it.
They took a chance.
I'll take it. For what we got, and what I love about it is it's so comic booky.
So, yo,
come on, man. Like
Julian's just like Indiana Jones.
Right. And I also love the fact. Hey, look, can I just say I love the fact that Julian was just like, wait, you guys are going to a parallel Earth with basically Planet of the Apes. And
It's
you,
not.
and wait,
no. So you're going to Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, and wait, and you want me to cover for you and not go too? Oh, fuck. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here, Barry. Come on, man. Like, of course.
I'm on Julian's side, honestly. He's right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Can't blame him for that one. So, well, I guess we're in Gorilla City now, so let's stick with here. I will say one thing, and look, I'm always defending Barry Allen. I'm always defending, Barry. Damn it, Barry, come on, you're smarter than that. This is one of those where I'm like, I get what they're trying to do, and you had to do it for the plot wise, but god damn it, this was fucking stupid.
Which part? Because I have a lot of stupid things that happen in this episode.
Like, Barry, so you're gonna believe the murderous telepathic gorilla that you fought twice now?
Very stupid. You're right. That was a stupid moment.
Come on, man. Like,
you know what else was a stupid moment, Chris?
What?
If we can freeze Barry to pretend he's dead,
why can we freeze him?
Probably freeze these fucking bars.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, look, that's stupid.
Yeah, and another thing too is they never established how Barry and Cisco weren't able to use their powers. And
Caitlin was just because they didn't know.
Right, like that doesn't make any sense.
This isn't X-Men. You're not wearing collars.
Right. It's like, but again, they could have done that. Like that would have made sense. They really
should have done that.
Because again, it's not like these gorillas aren't intelligent. We know they are because they sent a complicated math problem to lure Harry there. So clearly they have the technology to do it. So it would make sense if that's what they did. But you didn't. So you just go, oh, well, yeah, we can't use it because maybe Grodd's doing something. But that doesn't make him okay. Like it. I think my problem with this episode is story-wise, it was lazy.
It was lazy, but if you wanted to say they were a little taken aback by being in a city full of fucking gorillas, I can accept that too.
Well, yeah, and again, like I think we as an audience can make a bunch of excuses for why it works, but it's just like as a right, like you guys are usually tighter than this. Like you guys, come on. Like I think maybe even the showrunners got a little caught up in the fact that we're going to Gorilla City and that'll be good enough. And I think any other day it would have been, and I hate to bring this up because we said we weren't going to because we just derailed, but nigga, we had Asian Shield that night, so no, you can't half-ass it.
You're right, 100%. I think that while there were the weaker aspects you just described, there are also times where like they had to use certain things for cost-cutting measures, like having Grodd speak through a human.
Yeah, no, I get that's fine.
It was cost-cutting, but it actually worked really well.
Yeah.
Because not only was Wells like creepy as a gorilla, you now have another iteration of Wells that Tom Cavanagh portrayed.
Yeah, and that what I totally understood. Like that made sense to me, and I also look at it like, hey, you know what? Him speaking through a human. That just one cost cutting, but also it would make sense that they would be more willing to deal with Grodd through Harry than dealing with Grodd himself. You know, like and I also even like the idea of just seeing what Grodd after he would release Harry would stand at the top of the stairs and just look at them like, yeah, I'm still here. Like I that was again cost cutting, but I could understand that, and again made sense in the world they were setting up, you know? And we've established that Grodd does this.
Right.
So again, it makes sense. But yeah, their whole the whole storyline of they lured Barry and them there so that they could get Cisco to get them back to Earth 1. Like, wait, why would you again, just story-wise, why would they march against Earth 1 and not take over Earth 2 first?
Oh, that was the thing. That's the whole point. That's why they needed Barry, because he couldn't beat Solovar.
Well, I know, I know that, but
they weren't marching on anyone until Grodd was in control.
Oh, I know that. But what I'm saying is, I'm going from, again, Barry being stupid. Like, Grodd's whole story is he wants Barry to beat Solovar to stop them from marching.
Oh, no, Barry's an idiot.
Right, from stopping them from marching on Earth 1. What I'm saying is, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If his whole thing is, Solovar doesn't like trespassers, he doesn't like the humans, he doesn't want them to do what, but fine, okay, I get that. Why hasn't he already marched against this Earth then?
But you also got to remember that Barry's living in a world where he's seen a headline about a guerrilla attack. So for him, it's a lie he wanted to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably looked for the holes in it less.
Right, and I get that, but it's just, yeah, I get that. It's just one of those. It goes back to
little things.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, nigga, this doesn't make any sense. And even then, I can't remember who it was, but somebody even kind of said it's like, well, you know, you go over there, you give them a way to come back here,
right?
Which is what we're seeing is happening. You know, you've literally given them a way. You've caused this, like Barry's caused this, which I think is
but that was the whole point,
right? Which is one of the things that I think is I like them doing to show that this change in the future thing is not as solid as they think, because that attack on Central City is going to fucking happen. And it's because Barry
it's happening because Barry tried to stop him out of it.
Right. And again, it's like the dilemma they had with the episode with Gypsy where they were like, well, do we save HR or do we not save HR? If we let HR go back, that means HR's not on that roof anymore. Maybe that changes the whole future there because he's not here, and whatever happens, like, what do we do? I would have liked to have more of a discussion of that kind of stuff in this episode before they left, to go, okay, listen, if we do this, what if us going is what leads to... Because again, remember, yeah, hey, listen, we need to save Harry. Yeah, sure, that's great. That's Earth 2. That's Earth 2 business.
You do have to save Harry, though. They got to save Harry.
No, you got to save Harry. But see, I would even been okay with it if Barry been like, I can't do it because of this, and Cisco went over it. You know, something to make it more smooth. Because again, to me, it was just like overall, it was just lazy. Of okay, well, we have to do this, so we're just gonna do it, and we're going to Gorilla City, so we're not gonna really make it. You know, fuck it, right? I just think that they could have. The show's usually tighter than that. You know,
that's a fair point.
Right. It's usually tighter than that, and I thought that they should have made it more tighter. So,
speaking of some of the loose plotting this episode, has Wally mentioned Jesse?
No.
Okay.
Not since the last time we saw her. So, and that was another thing. Listen, hey, look, I'm all for anything that gets Jesse to stay on Earth 1. Look, you're not going to get me to complain about that. I've been dying to see all the species get anyway. I'm down for it. So, never gonna go there. But again, this whole plot line too kind of annoyed me. Like, hey, listen,
out of left field.
Well, it's out of left field because and it's again it was lazy again because yeah, we do know that I think the last time we saw them, Jesse and Wally did kiss, and there's definitely something going on between them. Fine. Wally hasn't mentioned her since he left, which I guess is her, which is her, I guess her issue when she sees he has powers like that. Well, you hadn't really talked. I kind of get that, but then at the same time, it's like her whole demeanor was out of left field as well. It's like, well, did you contact him? Did you try to contact him?
Yeah,
like
you didn't know he wasn't thinking about it. We know that.
Right. Like
you've been watching his ass, but you have no clue.
Right. It's like there was no indication that you try to contact him and he's been blowing you off or anything like that. Like there's none of that. Like did you even know what he went through to get those fucking powers? Like
all it takes is one scene like 3 episodes ago. Hey, Jesse's calling from the dimension. I'm not here.
Right.
He runs out of the room.
So I'm saying
address it. Don't just drop in our laps and be like, hey, remember this?
I mean, like there was literally an alien invasion in between the last time we saw you. Like you're over here talking about.
That's a really good point.
Like she's literally over going, but what about me? And I'm like, bitch, what about him? Like he's been going through a lot. Like, do you even know what's going on with this? Like, there's so much going on here And like what the fuck, yo? Like I don't know, man. It's one of those things that, again, I get the end game and
Right.
and I appreciate it, and I like hey, listen, I like Jesse and Wally together. I like what they're doing there. But
I like three speedsters on one Earth.
Huh?
I like three speedsters on one Earth.
Hey, you're never gonna see me say no to that. But you didn't do anything with him. Like, we've been thinking about that. I've been waiting for, like, wow, I wonder what, Wally and Jesse. Wally has a speed now. I wonder what Jesse thinks about that. Like, and she kind of mentioned how she's been paying attention to what he's like. What the, like, I don't know, man. It was just really, really weird.
Right.
Because she's getting on him for not paying attention to her and not giving her time. But it's like, did you give him time? She came, like, again, remember, she came through when we last saw her, we realized she had the power. She had her powers. Did she tell Wally she had power before she showed up? No, it's like there's no communication going on there. So I don't know. I mean, maybe if she does go back, they do the same thing they did with Kara and give her like some kind of communication device between the Earths, because that would make sense. But there was none of that there. So how would they even keep in contact with each other? That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
But going across the two worlds is pretty easy apparently now.
Oh, yeah.
She just showed up in the damn basement and no one's there except for Wally by accident.
Right. Right. So she can do that.
You can pop over whenever you wanted. See, now I feel like this is turning divisive, and we're gonna have like all our female listeners against us.
Well, no, look, I think I'm just saying it's on both of them. Neither one of them is paid attention to either one of them, so neither one of them has the right to be mad because neither one of them can do that. And I will also say that Barry's selfish and probably didn't teach Wally how to do that. So there's that. Blame Barry.
Oh, Barry's been habitually a bad boyfriend, so
yeah. So
if he's truly being a mentor, that could be this may actually be on Wally then.
Yeah. So there is that. So I will say one of the bright things in the whole Wally Jesse relationship thing though was HR. Like,
yeah, watching HR and Harry interact is the best. I was like, well, this is great.
Well, not just that, but I figured out what HR's specialty is on the show. He's the non-black fatherhood moments. Because he has that instinct to go, like, he knows when, hey, you should have told Joe. You should have told him. You should tell Joe that about Irish. You're not going to tell him? Okay, that's a really bad idea. When him giving the fatherly advice to Jesse about being with Wally and stuff like that, great advice. And then when he sees them together, he's like, oh man, this is great. And then when they leave the room, he looks over at Harry and goes, he's going to be so pissed when he wakes up. Like, because it's true. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, HR knows exactly. And it makes you wonder, does he have a kid?
The injection of common sense in the
right.
episodes.
Right. And I'm like, wait, now I want to know. It's like, so how do you have such good instincts when it comes to kids? Is there something about HR we don't know? Does he have a kid or something like that? Because it's like he's too on point. Like he knows what to say. He knows when the fathers are going to be pissed. He just knows. And I'm like, how does everybody else not see this? Like he just go, oh, he's going to be so pissed. Like go back and watch that scene.
It's great.
It is such a great scene. Cause he's all like, oh man, young love, this is great. Like he's all encouraging Jesse.
Turns right to that comatose Harry.
Right. Like, he's gonna
be so pissed.
Right. And I'm just like, well, he's right, but
I'm like, you're right, Harry is.
Right. Harry's gonna be.
Excuse me, HR, you're right, HR is. And that's also, first of all, the name is getting very confusing for me.
Right.
And again, Tom Cavanagh. Good job.
Oh no, great job. Like just
he played Grodd, he played
right.
HR, and he played Harry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, just wonderful. Like you said, just seeing Harry interact with HR, it's like, oh yeah, this is the guy. So obviously you're the one that got the message and stuff like that. They're like, oh no, he's not. He doesn't do any of that. No,
He's an idiot.
Yeah, he pretty much sucks. He's like Cisco's like, oh no, he's everything you said he was. He's totally a loser. He is totally a fraud. He's everything you said he was before you left. So
I love how Harry's just incredulous. Then why is he still here?
Right.
And it's like Harry, HR could have said, I can hear you.
Right.
Like I'm right. I'm still in the room.
Right. He did that stupid bow thing. He's like, what is? Hey,
yeah, I was
Harry,
like, this is great.
Harry's like, what is? Yeah. he's having Tom Cavanaugh's having time of his life, yo. Time of his life. Caitlin and Julian.
Can we just email Julian hey man, I know you like her, but just historically, it's gone poorly. Who likes her?
I want to be like, you know, this is how you become alchemy again, right?
This ends with both of you being supervillains. It's like two addicts dating in recovery. It shouldn't happen.
Yeah, come on, man.
There's too much potential for things to go wrong.
This is not gonna go well. You know, it's not gonna go well. Let's just stop it here.
And it's not gonna go a little wrong. It's not like, he leaves the toilet seat up.
Yeah,
it's gonna go way wrong.
And you know, and the sad thing about it is, I'm gonna feel bad about it when it does go wrong.
Yeah,
because Julian really does care and is really trying to help her, and he's like him in this episode when you realize that one of it is he did want to go and be Indiana Jones and go to the Planet of the Apes, but he also really wanted to make sure that because I think his first thing was like, wait, you're gonna send Caitlin over there? Like, that's not a good idea. Which he's right.
100% right.
Because she had to use her powers. Now, granted, that's... And again, we've now seen 2 times now where Caitlin's had to use her powers in order to save some other member of Team Flash. Which is going to make this tragic when she finally turns into Killer Frost. And it's because she's had to use her powers to save her friends.
And they're all going to blame themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And rightfully so, to be honest.
Right. So that's gonna be fucked up.
It was a big event episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they could have moved I don't know. I think that you were right. They leaned on the "we've got Grodd" thing. We've got Girl City a little bit too much.
Yeah. I mean, again, look, man. Hate to bring this up, but when you're on the same night as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
can we just not? Can we wait the 10 minutes?
I mean, no, but it's relevant. I mean, like when you have an episode that really does move with a show like that moves characters forward in 42 minutes. You can't afford to bring us, a filler episode. Because let's be honest, how many filler episodes does Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have? And even with big events, you do that. That's great, but you gotta bring your A game in.
And I think that's kind of what we talked about in the past is that where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a sprint, and they really hate the fact we're comparing them. But hey, they're back to back. What am I going to do? They perfected the art of balancing the action and drama, mm-hmm. and because I think the roots and the DNA of the show is still CW, we get a lot more of the drama than we probably need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like everything matters. Like the things we were talking about with, hey, how do you not explain how Flash and how Barry and Cisco couldn't use their powers, but Caitlin could? Like that would never happen on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like they get the little details of things like that, and if somehow they skip over them, it's on purpose, And for some reason, when you get these bigger episodes with the Flash stuff like that, they don't do that, and they let things slip like that. And again, the thing with Cisco with Wally and Jesse. Like, come on, like that would never happen on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because again, we've seen
with Mac and Elena. Like the problem is, like, and again, I hate doing a comparison, but there are comparable characters and arcs on both shows, and you see how one of them does it and one of them doesn't, and it's just
it's hard to disregard that to not say that one might actually be a superior approach.
Right. So it just happens that way. What else was I gonna say? Something I was gonna say about. Oh, so there is some little thing they keep throwing in there that I kind of wanted to bring up. Remember Savitar's predictions about how somebody's gonna die? I think
one will betray you.
Right, one will betray you, and I think everybody's kind of looking at Caitlin or Julian for that. Here's the thing: I think there's also one going to die. I think the obvious answer is Iris. I think somebody else is.
Who do you think? Because I have a theory.
Man, I like having 3 speedsters, but I'm not confident we end the season with 3 speedsters on Earth 1.
I agree.
So
I'm not confident we end up with 2 speedsters on Earth 1.
There's a reason why if Wally and Jesse are both on Earth 1 at the end of the next episode, why aren't they in the Vision to save Iris?
Yep.
So, yeah. So, just again, I'm not trying to kill people off here. I'm just, again, people always blame us for this shit. It's like, yo, context clues, yo. Wally and Jesse aren't there.
Us? I didn't say all that.
I'm just saying, Wally and Jesse are not in the Vision. Why aren't they there?
I think Jesse goes back to Earth 2, and I think Wally dies.
Yeah.
I think she may leave because he dies.
Yeah. There's no reason to stay on Earth 1.
Right?
Yeah. So, I'm glad you kind of...
Look, I'll verbalize it. That's fine.
Yeah, thanks.
And I'll tell you what, man. It would fit into, like, the Flash mythos because the word they threw out at us in Season 1 in that newspaper from the future was the word crisis.
Mm-hmm.
When there are crises in the DC universe, Flashes die.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to have a true crisis to end this season, a true stepping up of the evil speedster game, Crisis feels like the next step. And sadly enough, it feels like the rapid ascension of Kid Flash may not be for long.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. He, as opposed to like the Flash who was the Streak, I think, or something else, and they eventually called him the Flash, and like he had to build his legacy. Kid Flash is like doing appearances, and like people are chanting for him immediately.
Which is why I'm like, this can't last.
It's a very accelerated arc, and they've done the Barry losing a parent twice or 3 times now, I think. Having Barry lose a mentee, because the last 2 times it's been his mentor who like betrayed them. To lose a mentee would be a new experience, and we've already seen them reverse. Ooh, there's another twist. Reverse the show in that we've stopped running away from the death of his mother, and now we're running towards the death of Iris.
Right. I just think Iris is too easy of a. It's too easy. It's what everybody's focus is on right now. And again, not a shame that will not be a show that will not be named. Always does that. They always they always make you look at one hand while they're fucking with you with the other. So
it's the magician thing.
Yeah. So just
or pickpocket. I can't actually. There's not really a big difference between magician and pickpocket.
Right. Just throwing it out there. So, yeah. All right. So I do have an email, and I will get to that. Hold on real quick. All right. We got one. Turka says, "Hey, Kriss and Dpalm. I just want to hear your thoughts on a couple of things that occurred to me after thinking more about Barry and Cisco vibe in the future. How can we be? How sure can we be that the person Barry saw is seeing the real Iris? When I first saw HR's portable face-off machine, shout out to Rick Ford from Spy, I figured it would come back to play a larger part later in the season. I refuse to believe that they only brought it in as an excuse to let HR wander around without getting attacked by cops and piss off metahumans. Yes, that's a good reason, but it gave me similar feelings to the one that I got when I first saw Fitz and Simmons testing the framework in the beginning of the season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The feeling that said, don't forget this, it'll play a part later. I can see one of the Team Flash members stepping in without telling Barry and putting on Iris' face to make the sacrifice so that he doesn't lose her and then lose his shit and doom the world. Because whatever lessons you learn from Flashpoint are going to be ignored when it comes to Iris West dying. The news report that Killer Frost was on the loose. Maybe Caitlin makes a sacrifice so that she can redeem herself. It doesn't hurt anybody. Maybe. 2, how can we be sure which version of Wells ended up on the roof? All of them looking like, and we're coming close to having seen a dozen different versions that have made it on screen. Clothes can be changed, so I'm going to need one of them to get a scar on his face. So you can tell the difference, and it could still be a different evil version of Wells pretending to be ours, which would explain why he was up there and didn't shoot. The multiverse gives me a headache when it comes thinking about this show. Love Network, thank you guys for all the effort you put in watching these stressful shows and adding context for those of us who aren't well versed in the comics.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah, here's the thing. I hate to say this. If it was Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes.
Maybe. Maybe.
Like, that's on the table. And I'm gonna bring this up more in our S.H.I.E.L.D. review, but after multiple seasons of all these shows, I've gotten used to the thought pattern of the showrunners.
Right.
Like, I can still be shocked. I can still be surprised. It's not so predictable that I can't enjoy the show, but you understand where their thought processes are. What you just laid out there is an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. thought process.
It's too convoluted for a CW show.
Yes, they do not do this on these shows.
Which is fine. It's just a different style of writing. They got different goals, but
right.
Yeah, that'd be a long way to go on this show.
Right. So, I just don't see them doing all of that. Also, I'm not the facial recognition thing. I'm not sure. Does that change the entire body? Because that was Iris. Like, that would require you.
Can we have another conversation about why HR didn't look like his fake self to Jesse?
Okay. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Did no one? I mean that.
Well, now you bring it up. You're right. Does he turn it off when he's around them? Well, maybe he does. What? He does.
But what's the point? They see him as him all the time.
Well, shit. No, wait. Was she there?
No.
Oh, she wasn't. You're right. Hey, so this is what I'm talking about. Like, when I say the tight writing, like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. would never.
Written that down and forgotten about.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Like, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. would never let that slide. They do. Here, it's just not as tight. Like, again, they don't cover all the bases, and it's fine. I can live with that. But yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Now that yeah. Because it almost feels like they did that scene, and this goes back to why I don't think they'll do what you said about somebody using that facial recognition, because of how lax they've been with it, because they don't mention it here. There's something we're gonna talk about with Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they keep mentioning something. I'm like, that means it's gonna happen, because they keep mentioning, because they want you to have it in the back of your mind. Here, once they did that the thing with his face, and they turned it off, they never mentioned it again. So, yeah. So it's just one of those.
Does the technology they introduced put it on the table? Sure. Would it feel like dirty pool? Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to just being it goes, yeah. So that's what we got there. And then the second thing, yeah, I guess for HR is on the roof. Yeah, it could be another HR. But again, we don't know why he didn't shoot. So, yeah.
Well, we don't even know that was a gun.
Yeah, true. We don't.
We don't know what he was up there for.
Right.
Particularly with Terry and like science-y.
Yeah. He's not good at that. So. That was the only email we have for this. Did you have anything else you want to say?
No new reviews. I don't want to lose. Like, I know we were kind of critical of this episode. Some of the plotting, some of the effects were lacking. Barry Allen punched a gorilla in the gut.
Yeah, we can't get away with it.
I can't stress that enough for everyone listening.
Oh, and let's just say, hey, look, Keith David as fucking Solovar. Like,
yo, Keith David.
Look, man, they got the white for so, like, hey, they did it right.
They brought Gorilla City to life, which is something. Honestly, if you could time travel and go see me while I'm watching the pilot of Arrow, which I watched in the off season because I didn't watch it live because I didn't think it was going to be good. And you said to me, this ends with Barry Allen punching a gorilla in the chest in Gorilla City on your television in like 4 years. My head would have exploded.
Right. Never would have guessed it. And then they would still be struggling to get a Flash movie going.
Why'd you say it? I was thinking it.
I'm just saying. I mean, we got Gorilla City on CW, and they can't even get a Flash movie, a director, so. Or a script. So I'm just. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't at this point. Hey, what can I say? So. All right, folks. I guess that's it. Again, Super Tuesday recap on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Hit us up mtrailerreviews at movietrailerreviews.net. That's the email.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm all over the fucking place. I got so many fucking emails, addresses, and stuff like that. But no, it's mtrailerreviews, movietrailerreviews.net. Again, leave us a 5-star review on the Super Tuesday feed, and we'll read it on the show air. And yeah, until next time, folks, we're out of here. Peace.